Love that energy. All right, here we go. Here we go. We going live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 8, 7, 9, 10. Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Doc B, and we're back. We got kicked out. I'm going to turn off the music before somebody start crying and everything.
See, that's one thing about us recovery addicts. We'll figure it out one way or the other.
We don't want no crying tonight. Ma'am, I think we left on you when with the question about what are you expecting the most from the Freedom from Bondage Speaker Jam?
I guess overall, I'm looking at how the participants, the featured speakers, handle the topics and convey the message to those who are in attendance. And to see the feedback from the audience. I think that gives me some measurement of just of all the hard work that we've done and the selection of the people that we put in place to do that. So I guess I'm looking at it from a critical point of view, but that's what I'm looking to see.
Okay, wonderful. All right, and so did everybody answer that question, Bilal? Did you answer that question?
No, sister, I did not. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to celebrate with other Muslims on this path of peace, and just to have the focus, to share focus, to know that around the same time every day that we're praying in the same direction, and we're wanting for each other what we want for ourselves. Just the connection with a group that feels like me, thinks like me, and is on the same journey. I'm just looking to just feel connected. Inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. All right, I think that was all of us, right? So I'm going to go to my next question, and this question was asked to the last guest that was on last week's show, and I just felt compelled to ask it to this particular group of experienced members. And so the question is, do you think or believe that Millati Islami, Path of Peace, Islamic treatment for addiction is a movement or a mission? And we will start with you, Nafisa. Is it a movement to you or is it a mission?
That's a good question. I never gave it a lot of thought. I know that I've heard the term movement in the past in meetings that I've attended with other Muslims. I kind of believe that is a little bit of both. It's a mission for us to get the message out there to other Muslims in recovery that don't care to go to the other fellowships, and they're looking for a place where they can connect their recovery to their Islam, and both vice versa, as well as it's a movement because it's nothing else like this out there that I've seen so far that meets the needs of the addiction when it comes to Muslims, and making sure that we're not practicing bitter in our journey, So I feel it's a movement as well to try to spread this across the globes and abroad. That's it.
Yes, thank you so much. I'll take that because we know that a movement means changing the physical location and the position of something. So we're going to go to the next person, Asia.
It was movement. What was the other word?
Or a mission. We on a mission. We on a mission.
No, see, I don't like that word. Okay, I don't like that word because I was always in a mission.
Remember when we was on a mission? Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think it's a a mission, because there's a lot of people that are still out there that are dying. We have people in the masjid that are dying and still will not talk about what's wrong with them. Will still not talk about that, oh, I need to change my attitudes and my behaviors, because it's about make sure the rituals are correct. And some days it's not about the rituals. Some days it's like I need to save myself from salat to salat. So I think it's a mission, because there's a lot of people in Millati, out of Millati, in the masjids that are still suffering.
Okay, great. Next, brother Bilal.
Assalamu alaikum. I think it's both. I think it's both because I think what Millati Islami does is different things for different people at different times. It's definitely a movement because it takes us from one place to another place. But then it's a mission too, because we're headed somewhere and we have a destination in mind. What Millati Islami has done for me is to remind me of the importance of creating a home for my soul when this is all over. And so that's a mission, but it's a movement involved in getting there, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Imam.
I couldn't agree with Bilal. I concur that I
We can't hear you, breaking up a little bit.
I said I agree with Brother Bilal. Can you hear me better?
Yes.
And I think it's homogenized. It's both. You know, when I go places to do certain things, whether it's in the laboratory, if you will, going there with the, and I hope after having something has moved, something's been eliminated. That's why I went to that place, so that something would come out. I just didn't go in.
Nice.
So movement and mission should be congruent in my perception.
Okay, great. Thank you. Shakur?
I, I don't I don't think it's they've said it all. I mean, it's a mission within a movement. You know what I'm saying? A movement that doesn't have a mission is probably not a good movement. So obviously, taking Millati from where it is and where it has been over the last 15 to 20 years to a new level of helping people is probably the greatest thing that we can do. It is certainly about helping others. And I always say this, a reference to myself, is paying my debt to make sure that other people have the same opportunity that I've been afforded. So, you know, a movement without a mission is probably not a movement. So,
Right.
So you have to be on a mission in order for it to become a movement. That's what I'm getting from what everybody is saying. Like, if Millati Islami was not on a mission to help people recover from the fallen human condition, then it cannot become a movement, meaning evolve into other areas and other places. You know, everything is evolution. You know, and so that's what I look at it. So I think that it started off with a mission and it is now a movement. That's how I feel. I think that when it first started, Zayd was on a mission to help people recover from addiction. And now that he did that in this one location, which was Baltimore or wherever, and did I say that right? It wasn't Baltimore or New York? Baltimore, right?
Baltimore.
Right. So I think that because his mission and his work started in Baltimore, it became a movement because it is now in Vegas, California, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania,
Right.
and Atlanta, and all of those places. It became a movement, and that's the way that I understand between the two. And so my next question is going to be about the 12 steps. All right. And so, how do you live? And this is for the audience because we're trying to get people to understand that, especially, Muslims, non-Muslims too, but Millati Islami is a religious specific program and catered towards the Islamic community, and people are suffering in silence, not saying things, taking it to the rug. Not that the rug is not going to talk back. I get all that stuff. We were taught to give it all the rug, and Allah spent with Allah when He gives us humankind, like the ones that's on this podcast tonight, right? He gave us all the people,
Right.
and we won't listen to him. We keep taking it to the rug, and we suffering because we're not telling the people that's saying, I've been there too. So
Exactly.
with the 12 steps, how does that help your personal recovery? Because people out there don't know about the 12 steps. What is it? How does it work in your life, your recovery? How can it help somebody get clean and stay clean? Imam, would you like to go first?
Well, now you ask me to do the stairway to heaven piece because I think that all staircases have steps, and when you get to the top, it should be full illumination of the mind, body, spirit, and that's another example of a mission going up the steps, and you have to move and negotiate the steps to get to where you need to go. And so I think that the steps are absolutely necessary. But I think what most people, a lot of people may that don't have our experience, that inside the steps are principles. And each step is a principle. So by the time you complete that modality, if you will, or the staircase, you will have internalized some things that change the way you think, change the way you see things, give you good new information that makes everything clearer and purification occurs, especially in the Islamic sense, being religiously specific. So I think that, the staircase is absolutely necessary if you want to come up from your lower self to your higher self.
Ooh, y'all gonna hear some of that. And then he gonna bust a note for us on the 4th of July. Yeah, y'all gonna hear some. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it right there from Imam Jerry, honey. He just dropped it. Okay, good. Next, Bilal. Is Bilal still with us? Okay, look, he might have stepped off for a minute. Oh, there he is.
I think the steps provide a plan, a blueprint to the sequence that gets me to a certain place. And the steps help me measure if I'm going in the right direction, or it kind of gives me some landmarks, some things that I'm looking for to know that I'm headed in the right direction. And I believe that they're in the order that they're in for a reason, because I've seen what happens when I try to get to 7 and 8 before I did 1 through 6.
Yep.
That looks like.
Yep.
So I think it's a good way to have some direction, and it also makes it so that I can take that experience and share it with somebody else. Because if it were not for the steps, I might get somewhere and somebody said, how did you get here? And I'm like, well, you know, and then I start rambling and they never really get the idea. But the steps gives me a tool to go back and now I can share with somebody else how I got from one point to another point. And then they can share it with somebody else. And that's how the same concept grows with some uniformity.
Ooh, wait, boy, y'all heard that? This is getting good. It's getting spicy. Next, please, Brother Shakur.
It's funny because we were having a conversation this morning about the steps in the process. If you don't really feel like there's a part of you that needs to be free, the steps probably won't work for you. I've seen that people that have tried to take the steps with, number one, a minimum concern, two, take them as if there was nothing to free. And the speaker jam it talks about bondage and talks about freedom. So the steps work best when there's something to discover, to free, and there's something to elevate, and not to get all cute with the words, but something to liberate. Like in my own personal experience, I needed freedom from the self that addiction built.
Yes.
It built a self that was destructive. So when I got to a fellowship that allowed me to experience them, it gave me a certain amount of freedom. I think the thing that Bilal was just saying about that's so unique about Millati is that it's a spiritually enriched process that I think gives you so much more than other places that I've experienced, because we have the benefit of having Islam. And because we have that, the enrichment of spirituality is just, as they say, off the charts. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little biased, but you can't get that anywhere else but Islam. No offense to nobody that's listening, but Islam just has it all. So I think that, again, for anyone that's listening that's new, the steps are there to free you and liberate that part of you that you're going to discover. And I've discovered so many wonderful things about who I became as a result of the steps. And if you feel like you're a finished product, then it's probably not going to work for you well.
Nice. Woo. Boy, oh boy, that was good. Amisa.
Me? Oh, I thought she said Hafisa.
I did. I said Nafisa.
Can
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
About the steps. The question is about the 12 steps.
You got an ink pen in your hand. You're about to go to work.
Look
Don't
like
get
she
too heavy. Don't get too heavy.
I'm doing the steps. I'm doodling. That's what I used to do in high school. My teacher used to say, "You're doodling again. You're doodling again." I still do it. Anyway, the steps. I want to say the steps are a solution, but that's kind of like that catchy phrase. But I would just say that for me, the steps is an opportunity for me to get my words together, get my heart together, so that my words and my heart matches. What I'm speaking out my mind matches what's in my heart. You know, it gets me an opportunity to change the condition of my heart, you know.
Okay.
That's what the steps is doing.
Good.
Because
go ahead. Keep going. You said because
I was going to say because at one point in time I was chasing a fix, instant gratification. So that love affair I had with the drugs, I had to be changed. And with the steps, it is, you know, I'm given the opportunity to fall back in love with a law, with doing the right thing for the right reason, you know, and all that. Just getting my heart back together, you know. So
Awesome.
That's it.
From that coming back, it's like a comeback. They help you come back from that fallen human condition that it talks about in that book.
Yep.
Okay. All right, sis. I see ya. Unmute yourself and let us know about them steps.
Okay, 12 steps. What I've learned about the 12 steps is I'm not who I used to be. I'm learning who I am now. You know, people be talking about, oh, you got so much time. No. That ain't got nothing to do with it, because I'm still learning about me. I'm still learning about me. You know, what I've learned 10, 20 years ago, it's not what I'm learning now. When I did the work, and I have been doing the work, when I write a 4th step now, it's not, don't got nothing to do in the 80s or in my childhood. It has to do with the work, who I am now. It don't even have to do with the year 2000. It's who I am now. I am evolving. I am becoming another person. You know, my sponsor told me I need to take a 4th step and write on my 4th step, because I have been single for 15 years. So what I know now about a relationship, and I know what I know now about a marriage, ain't got nothing to do with 25 years ago.
Okay.
It has to do with who I am now today, because I keep learning about myself. You know,
Okay.
and like I said the other day, it was like I have an onion. I thought I finished peeling it, and Allah gave me another onion. So I'm still learning about myself. I was like, well, damn, I thought I had finished about the onion. Now I got another one. So that's what the steps have done for me. And like Bilal said, they are in order for a reason. You cannot jump around, because it doesn't work.
No.
It does not work.
Oh, I was going to ask that question. Are you kidding me? So you mean that somebody cannot be living in a 10th step and having a 10th step experience, and then I was going to come back to Bilal, but since you reiterated it, I'm going to say it now, that because I know that somebody in the audience is probably, you know, they probably thinking the same thing. You mean you can't be on a 10th step where it talks about addressing
daily inventory.
Yeah, addressing here and now issues, and not have gone through the first 9?
No,
you would have to have gone through that.
No, what it is, like, you have the order of the steps and you do them in order. But as with time, while you're here for a while, you're actually doing all the steps in your daily living. Throughout the day, you'd be like, oh, I'm powerless. Oh, I'm gonna turn that over.
Oh, okay.
I got a character defect. Let me take a look at it.
Right.
You know, and then the 12th step is like, oh, you're giving back what was so freely given to you.
Okay.
So you're actually living all the steps, but you're doing the steps in order with somebody else to guide you.
Okay, in terms of writing with your sponsor and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. I got it. 1 through. Okay, Bilal wanted to say something. Unmute yourself, Bilal.
Yeah. I also think that there's a process. There's a maturation process. You're growing and maturing and understanding as you go through the process of the steps. The steps kind of pace you to allow the rest of you to catch up with all this information that you're getting, and it's changing you.
Yes.
So if you go and do like maybe step 1 and then go straight to 9, the process that would have benefited you when you get to 9, if you don't get the results you wanted in 9, steps 2 through 8 help you prepare for what happens when things don't go your way. So there's a process that prepares you to get to that step. And if you skip some steps in there, you'll get somewhere that you're not prepared to be emotionally, mentally, spiritually.
And then have to ask, and then have to go to Allah and say, get me out of this one.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
I gave you the steps, but you jumped out of line. So now, you work it out.
Get back in line.
Right, Shakur, say it again.
Get back in line.
But why Allah? I'm doing it my way. This is what I know how to do. This is what I like doing. This is what makes me feel good.
Well, there's another saying, doing it my way kind of got me here, but
Right.
but but
Right.
I think one of the key things that the fellowship is beginning to put more focus on is sponsorship. And I know in the text it says sponsorship is optional, but in the rest of the language of the steps in different places, it encourages anyone to rely on sponsorship for quite a few reasons. But number one, it's difficult to go through the steps by yourself.
Right.
By yourself, having someone else's experience to kind of be perched right up against your own allows you to get the insights from that person's experience as you're going through it. So you almost have my sponsor used to always constantly compare himself to me in a good way. When I would come across certain milestones in my recovery, he used to say, "I remember when I was there."
Oh,
And
yeah.
when he would do that, it would make me feel good that I finally got there.
Right.
It just would take me so long to get to certain places. So sponsorship is important. I can't stress it enough, and we need to definitely talk more about sponsorship and the fellowship and encourage people to utilize sponsorship because it works.
And what Millati does, if I can jump in, Millati Islami does, it connects the two worlds with the 12 steps and Islam.
Mm-hmm.
And you're able to find the 12 steps in the Quran.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now I am a believer of that one because it's the spiritual principle of honesty, hope, and faith, and trust, commitment, and positive regard, and all those things. I mean, it's a whole list of them too. And we live daily in our way of life as a Muslim. Period. That was a really good question. Woo-wee. It's going down, people. Pay attention. Pay attention. Okay, so you too can become a member of Millati Islami by going to the World Service Office page, millatiislami.org, MILLATIISLAIM You can go there. What happened?
I thought you were singing.
Oh, I could get down with my singing. You know, I'm feeling that right now.
Like, okay.
You almost sound like you sang that thing for a minute there.
Because I practiced it because I don't want to mess it up, And so Millati Islami is a path of peace. It's addiction treatment, right? It's Islamic treatment for addiction. That's exactly what the book says. The book is this color. This is it. And you too can become a member. Go on the website. That's right, Nafisa. And hi, William. Thank you for joining. Hi, Raheem. Raheem came back. He behind the scenes and everything, And so we want to say thank you to everyone who came on tonight. We really, really do. We want to thank Allah for everything. I'm not finished yet. I do have some more questions if you guys want to continue. And my next question is going to be, what's your favorite step and why? What's your favorite step? Because we're talking about these steps. And don't be coming telling me no generic stuff like all of them. Which one are you really living? Which one are you really living, Brother Bilal? I see that face. You should have seen that face.
Go ahead now.
Because we would really like to believe that we're living them all every day, all day. But here's the truth. We fall short. Because you can answer that one too. Which one you fall short in? Which one you live in, Bottom line is people need to know that there are really real people, real Muslims in the struggle or in the life of recovery, and every day is not perfect. No matter what program you are in, you are living it to the best of your ability with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the members of Millati Islami and and anybody else that you allow a part of your recovery. Okay, so Nafisa, you want to answer that one first?
Sure. Assalamu alaikum. My favorite. Listen, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not about to say it's the one I'm working and I've perfected because I haven't perfected any of them. But my if I was to choose one, it would be the third step.
Yes.
It
Go
would be
ahead.
the third
Go
step.
ahead. Go ahead.
You know what I mean? We made a decision to submit our will to the will of Allah. I'm one of those people that I think when I first came around, someone said to me, "You put Allah on the shelf and you only take them off when you need them." You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what?
Right.
And honestly, you know what I mean? As I've been coming around this process, I take my will back a lot, a lot. And so I have to practice that, you know what I mean, on a daily basis. And sometimes I don't even know that I took my will back. You know what I mean? And then when I do realize I did it, it's because I'm in a whole lot of pain now. You know what I mean? Or feared up, or, you know, I'm just caught up. And then I went, oh, you need to surrender. You need to practice some willingness. You need to do something different. You need to pray. You need to ask Allah for help. You need to make istikhar. You need to do this. You need to do that. Like the whole list start running down. So for me, it'd be
I
the
don't
third
think.
step there.
Ooh, go ahead, girl. Boy, you dropped it like it's hot. I don't think Asia need to say anything. I think you just said everything she was going to say. Boy, oh boy, that was good. And then one of the things about the Millati Islami program in the third step that I really like is that it says practicing these primary principles is the way that we submit our will to. And you just ran that thing right straight down. You ran it down, sister. Alhamdulillah, that's good. I like that. And the zakat one, I just learned this, that zakat sows seeds of kindness, sympathy, and the what? Benevolence. I had to look that up. I was like, wait, I'm a little bit smart. Now, y'all know I think I'm a little bit smart. I had to look this stuff up. I was like, wait a minute. Don't go in this book without a dictionary, they said.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
You know? Brother Bilal, you want to go next? That looked
Yeah.
like your favorite question.
Well, it's a tough question because all of the steps have some meaning, but I think it was the fourth step introduced me to me. The fourth step was where the fourth steps told me like who I really was and who I wasn't. So a long time perpetrating, living, you know, as if, and just trying to be a whole lot of different people. It was the fourth step that showed me who Bilal really is and who he wasn't. And at that point, that's where I could start to do some work, because I was operating for a long time with a lot of misinformation and living a lie in a lot of ways, and living a myth. I was trying to be somebody that didn't even exist. And it was the fourth step that allowed me to roll it back to who I really was and realize what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given me in this life. And then I just started to build on that. And that made the first three steps make more sense. And then after that, going into the following steps, then I kind of knew what I was working with. I didn't have to act as if I had it all together. I didn't have to lie to myself or lie to others about what I had done or hadn't done. I just cleaned the slate, and it took I had to do it more than once. And I got to say that. The first time I did it, I gave up something just to test it out, see how it worked.
Right.
And when it come back around, then I was able to, I trusted the process more. And then I got to another level of honesty. But it was getting honest with myself. That opened the door so that I could have an improved relationship with Allah, and then start to have a better relationship with the people that I was recovering with.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for sharing that information. Woo, y'all dropping bombs. Y'all heard it right here on Freedom Table with their girl off the Doc B. The steps is the solution. They dropping it. They letting you guys know. You better get on in here. If you know anybody that is Muslim, non-Muslim, and who want a way out, here's the way out. Millati Islami, the path of peace, baby. Tell them on July the 4th, it's going down. Freedom from bondage. They're going to be breaking the chains, honey. And guess what? Women experience freedom too. So come on down, baby. You won't want to miss it. Brother E-Man Jury, can you care to answer that question, sir?
My favorite step is number 12.
Carrying that message. Go ahead.
And that's because having had an increase in my level of faith, which symbolized a greater love for because I understood my relationship with Allah better after arriving, gradually coming up through those other steps. And taqwa is having that love had a type of respect, caution, and consideration with it. It's fear of Allah, but when you fear like a whole bunch of lightning or a whole bunch of, you gotta respect that because you know how powerful it is, and you have caution and consideration. And so when I developed that understanding and I had those principles in my character, let me give you an example. I used to be a part of a thing.
Well, what happened to your face?
Oh, I'm sorry. I put the phone down. I used to be part of a theft, and we used to go to malls. We would take caravans of cars and just park them at the mall. We go in different, and I'm telling you, that mall would look like a piranha hit it. All the man naked. I mean, we would come out, weren't playing with them. We was taken down. Still, today, as a result of a transformation occurring, as a result of internalizing these principles, knowing that Allah, Ihsan, He's watching me and seeing me, very conscious of that, I won't take nothing that don't belong to me. Nothing. Okay? That's coming up the steps. Because one time, if it wasn't nailed down, fine. So having had that increase of awareness of my relationship with my Creator, understanding that He sees me when when nobody else does. It's sort of like going in a courtroom and the judge is your only witness. He's a witness for you or against you. The judge is the only witness. Think about that in a courtroom. No other witnesses. The judge is the only witness. So I love that step because I've experienced a transformation occur in myself, and the principles that underlie those steps, I internalized them, and I was able to show other people, the same way that I came up, gradually getting to a point to where I used to be to where I am. So the 12 step was a spiritual experience for me that it was a result of my ongoing active relationship with that source and power that gave my life meaning and purpose instead of some old garbage that I had assimilated myself with. You can call it misinformation if you want, but now I had the purest of information. If you think you know more than the law, then you need to go down, up and down the steps a whole bunch of times, because I had really understood that Allah is the best knower and the best guider. And so that 12 step for me is my favorite one.
Okay, good. That was nice. Who else? Who didn't go? Shakur. I already know.
She jabbing me over here.
I already know. I want to see how honest he was going to get, my brother. But I ain't trying to set you up. I don't do that no more.
Yeah. Okay. Nah, man, that's because
it's hard for you. I already knew that was going to be a hard question for you.
Crazy hard question. I think that probably all my years, the 5th step is probably my best step. I mean, my sponsor, again, I go back to him. I owe him so much. I mean, my God, the 5th step is in other places, it says it's the key to freedom. Okay. It's the key. And I grew to understand that if you don't know why you do what you do, then you probably are not going to be very free. So I know one of the major things that happened for me early in my recovery is that I understood why I did the things that I did. And when I got to that fifth step, and it's funny because my first fourth step, I wrote an entire what are those books called, honey? Those black and white, yeah, those notebooks.
Journal.
I remember journal books. I remember the number was 99. It was 99 pages in that bad boy that I wrote. And I remember when I got to my fifth step, I handed it to my sponsor, and he handed it back to me. And he said, "It's just not a reading of your fourth step. Let's talk about it." And I think for me, that was the first time I'd ever talked with a man about anything that bothered me, anything that had to do with anything, because I wasn't raised by men that talked, and this was the first for me. So it was very deeply moving for me. I mean, I remember just for months just being on another cloud once I did my fifth step, and it cleared up a lot of things. You see what I'm saying? So. So I'm in debt to my sponsor for that because he gave me so much. We talked for about 4 hours.
Wow.
that lets you know, right? That's a half a shift.
Yeah, y'all was getting it in.
Yeah. It was a wonderful, wonderful thing.
That's awesome. I know for me, I like the first step. I'm a first step girl. I'm a first step girl, but I really think my favorite one is the 10th. I like the 10th step because I used to be the type of woman or girl first that would hold you hostage, like hold the whole problem, like the stick up man. I would hold it. Like I would just hold it, and I would not forgive you. I don't want to hear what you got to say. Ain't no amends is being made. Like nothing is, that type of girl, until I took it over and over and over and over again over the years, and then realized that, I really enjoyed being a 10th girl, because the moment I feel like I've wronged you, I'm so ready to make wrong right, And Asha, you can contest to that because you was like, okay, somebody growing up around here.
Yes. Mine is the third step.
Nice. Yeah, I know, because when Nafisa was saying it, you was all over. That's why I need to ask you.
Mine is the third step, because I had to learn that turning everything over to him, not just a little bit, not just part of it, not just my life, my thinking, my attitude, my behavior, my heart. Because everything I'm learning today, that it has to do with my intentions. So I always got to check my intention. Always got to check my intention. It's like, why am I doing it? What's the purpose of doing it? It is not about the outcome. Because I always say, people always hear me say, it is not about us.
No, yes, you do.
It's nothing about us. Because if we turn our life and our will over to him, it's not about us. It's about people.
Nice. Thank you so much, sister. I appreciate everybody for coming on tonight. It's your girl, Author Doc B, celebrating 17 years, baby. And we are also on our finale. We are on the 4th week finale, because in a few days, that would be this Monday coming up, is the 4th of July, Freedom from Bondage Speaker Jam. Woo! I forgot I had my clapping hands too. Where's my clapping hands? I had them up here somewhere. And so this is it. Any final remarks from anyone tonight on the podcast would be greatly appreciated. Is there anything you want to say to the audience? Imam Jerry Kareem, do you want to go first? We're closing out.
Yeah, I just want to undergird the fact that everybody needs a teacher. Everybody, I don't care who you are, you need a teacher. There's only 2 ways that we learn: operant conditioning, by operating in your environment, watching other people do things, or classical respondent in a classroom where people disseminate information to you and then they test you to see how well you encoded it. But everyone needs a teacher. Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was the best of teachers. the best of teachers. You need someone to show you how to show you how to fast, to show you what step to put in the mosque, to show you who to speak first and one sitting and one, to show you how to put your hijab on. Everybody needs a teacher. And when you think, and that's talking off of what brother said about sponsorship, you may not call it sponsorship formally, but everybody needs a teacher. I just want to make that plain and clear. Assalamu alaikum.
And see y'all on the 4th. We're going to be hitting them notes on the 4th, so y'all got to tune back in, okay? Go to the Millati Islami Facebook page. The flyer is up there. Go on the World Service Office and click Millati Islami. The flyers is up there. Our meetings are up there, and you too can get clean and stay clean. Oh, wait. It's easier to get clean. Wait, it's easier. How you say it, Shakur? It's easier to
be clean
than it is to get clean. Right. There you go. All right. Anybody else? Final remarks? How come on, Nafisa? Give us something. Give the audience something. Give them a reason to come back.
Oh my goodness. I would say whatever you do what you love and love what you do.
Woo!
That's it.
Nice. We'll take that, sister. Thank you. Brother Bilal.
Along Imam Jury's line, I was thinking how everyone is a teacher, and we're all teaching something, and we want to be mindful of what it is that we bring when we're teaching. Some lessons we see we don't want to have anything to do with, but everybody is teaching something.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Appreciate that, and thank you for joining us your first time. How'd you like it?
I like anything having to talk about Allah. Anytime talking about Allah, I'm in the right place.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Okay. Shakur.
See you on Saturday. See you on Saturday. Because that's
it's
when the
not
game
Saturday,
starts.
it's Monday. Monday, Shakur.
Oh, man, I was just saying to Asiya that I still don't believe that 4th of July is on a Monday. I always get locked into a Saturday, man. I'm serious. My whole life I've been like that. That's because I always wanted to be outside of school and didn't want to go to school. But anyway, I know it is. I still got that in my system. I can't believe it. But I'm looking forward to the speaker jam. I really am. I'm looking forward to the speakers. I'm looking forward to hear people just share their hearts out, free themselves. I'm really looking forward to that. I love speaker jams. When I got clean, I used to sit in marathons for hours at a time. Hours, 12 hours. Sometimes I wouldn't even go to the bathroom for 6 or 7 hours.
And they used to have days at a time.
Tell us to just sit there, don't move, get that message.
I believe them.
And I believe that's why we are still clean today.
Yes, yeah.
Without question.
That's one of the reasons, because we really was interested. You got to be excited about your recovery.
Yeah, you got to be a soldier for it. So I'm looking forward to the speaker jam. I really am.
Wonderful. All right, great. And Sister Asiya, you have any final last words for the audience?
Keep coming back. Everybody keep coming back.
Okay, it works if it works.
It works. Keep coming back.
And so my final words is that Millati Islami is a movement. It is on the move. You too can open a group in your area. No groups, no Millati. We need groups to open. We need members to join. I see a couple of people from different parts of the world on. Thank you, Mr. William Harris, for coming in. Thank you. That's Philadelphia. Thank you, Raheem. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Gina. I see all of you up here. Thank you all for joining tonight. Please click like and share. Leave a comment. And please, you too can recover from the disease of addiction. Millati Islami. Most of the meetings is virtual. Just go on the website so that you too can get your group started in your area. And if not, just hit me up. I will tell you how you can start a group. And speaking of starting groups, we have a real bang going out tonight that we want to share with the world, because there's a couple of different countries on tonight. I only see maybe 2 on my other platform over here. I only see two. Who is that? That's Canada, and then that is. Oh, I can't pronounce it. Oh, but anyway, what's the secret? What's the
Go ahead,
secret?
announce it. Go ahead, girl. Announce it. Go
Give
ahead,
it up.
announce it.
Give it up. Meetings are opening all over the world. And guess what? We have a new group starting on next Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. It is called the Pearls of Millati Islami Recovery Group. And this is for women, of course, to
That's right. That's right.
voice and to be able to iron out some situations. It's not set up and structured like your normal group is formatted. It is more of like a study group, like a teaching group. You can come there to increase your Islam, get some Islamic etiquette, work out any issues that you have as a woman. We're going to break down this book from top to bottom, and women do recover too. We're going to learn this book, study it from page to page.
Go ahead, girl.
A new one come out, okay? You will find your voice as a woman. If you don't have one, you're going to find it in this group. So we are encouraging you to check out the Millati Islami Facebook page. The flyer is everything, honey. You heard it from Author Doc B. Was in the building tonight. Looks like
we will be sending out the flyer.
Would you like to have anything you'd like to say, Asia, in regards to this group before we?
Oh no, you don't set it. You don't set it off. Did
I do a good presentation?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Okay. All right. So that men's group is good too. I heard that steel sharpening steel. They be killing the game.
It's exactly that. It's sharpening.
Yeah, y'all be getting it in.
You heard it. You heard it. You heard it.
Yeah, my husband came home. I said, honey, what happened? What they say? He said, I said, that's okay. We're going to start our women's group. Women do recover too. Right? So that's it, folks. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I will see you all on. She likes when I say assalamu alaikum. Oh, there it is. She got all topics right there. That's right, Nafisa. It's going down, baby. Women's panel, the men's panel. I want to see them questions. Where's them questions? He ain't sent us out them questions, brother E-Man. Where them questions?
He hasn't told me the questions either.
He's keeping them a secret. He keeping them a secret on purpose.
Spontaneous combustion.
All right, so we done kicked it off. That is the finale, folks. Woo! We done had us a good time tonight right here on Bring It to the Table. Thank you all for stopping by, helping me celebrate 17 years. I really appreciate you all, and I love you all. Not for the sake of Allah, but for the sake of Allah. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
July the 4th. Come out. Be there.
Oh, yeah. Let them know. Let them know again, sis. Tell them. What's that date?
July the 4th, Freedom from Bondage. Come out and support us. We'll be right here on Zoom.
Yup.
See us.
We'll be right here. We'll be right here, getting it in. All right. Thank you for joining. Y'all have a good night.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.